So amid all these times where tracks are closing, there are still new ones opening up. Let's go check out a new one in Anahuac, somewhere east of Houston. Not sure how to say it, but it's called MX2.0. Let's check it out and see what they have. So there's technically 4 tracks on the property. When you first pull in on the right-hand side, you've got the Pee Wee track, which is really just for Stay-6 and 50s. It's a flat, very, very beginner style track. Then you've got the main track, which is behind me right now. Behind that, you've got the pit bike track, which is 4 pit bikes. You can put bigger bikes on it. It's a small loop, but it's got some big style jumps to it, rollers. It's a fun track on both small bikes and big bikes. Behind that, you've got the ATV or quad track. That is a much longer track. It's meant to have a higher speed. It's more flat turns. There's no real berms to it. And the jumps are not necessarily jumps. They're more just long distance bumps. So if you're following Google Maps to get to the track, it will take you to the wrong place. I'm not quite sure why. The owner's trying to figure out the address situation, but I'll try to pin the specific location in the description below. But it's on Jenkins Road in Winnie, Texas, or Anahuac, Texas. Not sure why it's different cities, but if it's Jenkins Road, south of I-10, you can see the track from Jenkins Road, but as you're coming down, keep an eye out for trucks and trailers. That way you know you're pulling to the right place. There is not a sign up yet. The owner's still working to get that done, or at least a mailbox.
The dirt is still very new to this. They haven't really even been open that long. I think just a few weeks. So it could take some working in. Woo, slippery with the wetness there now. They have been bringing in sand, but this is primarily a dirt track. Ah, that felt nice actually. You can see the sand back here. It's soft, wet, and squishy right now. Kind of hard packed in some places, kind of soft and squishy in others. Alright, that's a couple laps.
Alright, so let's talk about the dirt for a little bit. The dirt is a dark soil, not soft like loam, pretty dense soil itself. And it creates these like clumps. So, go on too loud. So the soil creates those clumps. The owner is bringing in sand to help loosen that up, to make it hold moisture well, something that will shape up pretty well. So I was talking about new track owners just embracing new cultures. They built this as a pit bike track specifically for pit bikes. They're not racing on it yet, but it's just a cool place to come practice, to come hang out. And you've got grown men riding on kids' bikes. We're just big kids, basically.
Whoa. Man, pit bikes are so much fun.
So out towards the back of the property, you can take the access road towards the back. You'll see there's actually an ATV track in the back of the property too. This is something that the owner just built, so he's allowing the quads. He's allowing the quads on the front track for now, just to help out packing the dirt, make it more usable. But this is a quad specific track. he has put out there on social media, he wants as many quads as possible. He wants to support that side of the sport. If you ride on four wheels, come check it out. Bring them the more business so that you can have more places to ride. He wants feedback, he wants opinions. He will improve this track as he gets more riders to tell him what they want.
Quad guys can't get mad at me, right? So this has just been disked up and maybe dragged. So it is still very fresh. I mean, there's still grass on this track. Kind of like riding on marbles on a dirt bike, honestly. It's a pretty cool track for quads. Hopefully I can get this to show on the video, but you can see how dark this is, and then over here you can see how it's more of a lighter color because he's bringing in all that sand. He is digging down. He's trying to work with what he's got, and it's doing a pretty good job. He's bringing in sand when he can to help make out the best type of terrain possible. So it's $30 to ride an MX2.0. I think it's worth that. The number of tracks, I would absolutely pay 30 bucks. Now I will say that he does prefer cash. Makes it much easier for anybody involved. You have to sign all the waivers. It is a legitimate track. It is not a backyard track by any means. This guy has been in riding for a long time. He knows how to ride. He knows how to build a track. This isn't the first track he's owned. I expect to see big things coming out of MX 2.0. So a couple things to note. There are minimal trees on the property. Bring a pop-up tent. Today it was 95 degrees and I felt every bit of it. I brought an electric fan. That made a big difference, and thankfully a friend of mine was there with a pop-up tent. So Travis, if you're watching this, thank you so much for letting me crash into your tent. As always, I like to give a distance rating to the track. Is this something that you would drive several hours for, that sort of thing? This is a new track, so it's hard to give it a judgment fairly, but I think that Kevin has a massive vision for this property, and at the price point of 30 bucks, I drove an hour and 20 minutes to get there. I'll do that time and time again. It's totally worth an hour and 20 minutes. I'd say it's probably a 2 to 2.5 hour track, honestly. Once he gets the other tracks up and running and there's more that you can do, because there are still a couple tracks that are in process, I think this could be a 3-hour track. So let's see how it plays out. Let's see the work he puts in over the next several months, and when he officially opens, I'll have to go back and check it out. If you like this kind of content, if you like these kinds of tracks, make sure you like that video, share it with your friends. Most importantly, go ride. Go out there and check out the tracks. If you like this track specifically, let me know in the comments. But if you're in the area and you want to check out other tracks too, check out the playlist I've linked right here for the Texas area tracks. Hopefully you can find a cool place to ride, and I'll see you out there on the track. Stay safe, everyone. Have fun.